Well, hello there, and today on Beards and Bangers we welcome back an old friend. So yes, here is Bram, my 1998 Rover 200 BRM, back on the road after 18 months of being off the road. So took it in for MOT October 2023, and yeah, it's not been driven since. Obviously I took it around Westcott Venture Park where AJF had it, so I'll talk you around what's happened, and then we're going to drop the headlining out. There's a few jobs to do because it's still not complete, roadworthy, drivable, not taxed yet, so I'm not going to be driving it away from the unit today, unfortunately, but you will see this car at shows this summer, I am sure. So I'm going to grab the camera and we're going to have a wander over Bram and yeah, show you what's been done and what's going to happen next. So you can see the arch lines are all back in. So if you look down here, you can see we've got a slightly different colour paint because the wings got under seal at the bottom, but the sill's been resprayed because they've been welded up. So all nice fresh metal in there, and that was the main thing for the MOT test. Now the other thing is, when this car was brought back from the welders, got it back, and yeah, this brake here was about to catch fire. There was a lot of smoke. So Bram had a new caliper on the front near side a couple of years back, but he's now got 3 brand new calipers. So basically each corner's got a brand new caliper. Under the engine bay, or in the engine bay rather, we've got, let's open him up. Yeah, so nothing really has changed under here, although it had a service yesterday because the poor old Bram was struggling. Lift that up. I should always do this when I'm not recording, but I've just stretched myself. So new battery, fresh oil filter, it's got a performance filter in there anyway. Remember back to maybe a previous episode, can't remember, it's got a ZR160 exhaust now complete. So manifold, a genuine cat, then it's got a non-resonated centre pipe and a Yan Speed back box. So the purists will probably go, oh, well, you can't do that to a BRM, but it does sound rather nice. I'll let you hear it. It's not in your face. It's a nice little noise. But of course, what I've got to do is there's quite a lot of dirt and debris in here. So we've got some sort of marks on the back seats there. So the car was getting a bit damp because it was just parked up and sort of sweating. So I'm going to clean this leather off. Before I do that, I'm going to get the headlining down. The headlining needs doing anyway. New sunroof panel needs acquiring, but I've hopefully got one of those. But I want to get rid of the headlining because it's full of mould. You can probably see, like, the sun visors are mould, so everything needs a good clean up. And then it's going to go around with some some interior cleaner, or to be honest, anything will work. And yeah, give him a damn good clean up. Get rid of this rubbish. I mean, this is the last time I drove this car properly, was this. So that was before the Rover 120 MG100. We had a photo shoot up at Sudley Castle. So yeah, 8th of October was the last time this car was driven properly on the road. But you can see a bit of a bloom on the steering wheel here. It's not too bad. Obviously, the people have been in and out of the car, so a lot of the mold's kind of got wiped off on clothes and stuff. But I'm not going to worry about the outside today. We'll focus on the inside. So first job is to get the headlining off. So that's really, sun visors are out, and that's good. We can really give them a good scrub. Need to get the sunroof control out. This button here. We need to unbolt the light, and then we've got a couple more press studs at the back as well. So it's quite easy on one of these to get the headlining out. I've done it before. I'll just show you bits of it, but I'll put a link to my, it'll be that corner or that corner, previous video of doing a headlining removal from an R3. Did it on the Streetwise, so you don't need to see all of that again, but we'll get that out next. And then yeah, give the interior a bit of a clean up. The radio is out, as you can see. I think that's got damp in it. You can see there's actually mold. There's a bloom of mold on top of the radio, so I think that's that's got a bit damp and stopped working. Luckily I've got loads of these, but I will see if we can dry it out. I quite like this Kenwood head unit. I've actually got the original Rover Philips radio for this car, but of course it hasn't got CD player, it hasn't got the sort of stuff I want. But to be honest, with a car like this, when you've got a nice exhaust sound and lots of red leather, just sitting back in this car is so lovely because it smells like a Rover. It's got a very distinctive smell, the BRM. You don't get it on a ZR, you don't get it on 25. It's just a lovely, lovely smell. And it's so nice to be back sitting in here this morning, about to do a few jobs to him. So I'm just going to work around. So sunblind's just literally a case of unscrewing everything. If I can see what I'm doing, which I can't as usual. And of course be uber careful of losing screws, because I have got spares thankfully, because of obviously breaking the van. And I have dropped one. There we are. It's just there. Oh, I can't see that fixing in there. There it is. So that's straightforward. So we'll just work round. We'll need a screwdriver for that. We'll need a little I think it's an 8mm socket for the light. Quite straightforward. So I'll get all that undone, and then I'll just drag the headlining out and show you that. And then we can, once that's done, we can start cleaning the interior. There's no point cleaning the interior first, then taking the headlining down, because we may get some sort of foam and glue residue coming out when we drop it. So we'll clean the car after, basically. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to find my words. Yes, I've just pulled up. Hopefully you can see that on there. That's just taken the sunroof switch cover off, and that's a bit of rusted metal. So that's the sunroof panel. That's why we're replacing it, because it has deteriorated. And it's not so bad now I've got the unit, because of course I can keep the car indoors. But I quite like having the sunroof on this car. It's part of the fun of having a BRM, is having the sunroof. So I'm going to keep working through, and then we'll see how we get on in a sec. So it gives me the chance. I was even just taking the courtesy light out, and that's just seriously mouldy. So it just gives me a chance to really clean everything up. Right, I better jump in the back now and do some stuff back there. Right, that's all the trim. Much easier doing one of these than a ZT, because you've got so few fixings. And they just look, it just slides out. Caught on something. Oh, yeah. They're never quite straightforward, but let's get that out of there. That's it. That will come out now. So yeah, hatchback estate, so much easier to do this than a saloon. But look at the amount of rust. Hopefully you can see that's the sunroof panel. There's mould in there as well. So you don't want a mouldy environment in your car, because mould produces spores and it can get in your lungs, particularly if you've got asthma, or you're a child, you've got children in the car. It's not good for them. So really, I'm really glad to have got that out. But I'm now going to grab the camera and have a look at the state of the roof, because I just think we're going to find some rust, I think. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rust shower. Let's have a look at this sunroof panel. Get a bit of trim sticking in my head. So yeah, so no, it's not too bad. Not too bad, but yeah, the panel itself it's sort of gone in there. Yeah, the drains on these don't seem to be as much of a problem as the ZTs of the sunroofs. But yeah, we'll get a new one of these put in at some point. Let's have a little look in the back at the roof area, because obviously this is going to be the second phase of welding on this car. Yeah, so you can see where that boot mounting panel is pretty crusty. Yes, that's good job. That's going to be changed probably in the winter. So right, yes, that's sunroof out. Now we can give the interior a bit of a clean up. I'm going to first of all put all the fixings back in, just so we don't lose anything, and then yeah, I'll get the detailer out and leather cleaner and start a Hoover first. Actually, there's a lot of rust everywhere. Not great. Right, so all fixings back in. So we'll just get rid of some of this rubbish. That's not rubbish, that's my Milwaukee instruction that's fallen out. Blimey. We don't need the photo shoot cars anymore. Some old microfibers, blimey, lots of... I'm very bad at just chucking stuff down. I've got a bung there of some sort which will keep. Yeah, I don't like throwing fixings away because you never know if you might need them. So I'm just going to get all the rubbish out and then give it a cursory hoover, and then we shall give the leather a bit of a clean up in a sec. Right, so we'll just do a cursory hoovering out just to, it's basically rust and a bit of foam, so... So I won't show you all of that because you know how to hoover, so just really getting up that debris, and then I'm just going to give everything a good old wipe down with some leather cleaner and interior cleaner. Right, so I've already given them a bit of a clean just with some some of this interior cleaner. So I'll just give everything a good soaking first and let it kind of just soak in a little bit, because of course some of this stuff is quite mouldy. And then what we'll do is we'll get a detailing brush and just start to work the product around. We can use leather on the outside of the steering, we'll use leather cleaner on that, but it's really just getting that nasty bloom of mould off, so we're not breathing anything nasty in. And I just realised my vacuum, I haven't done much because it's for some reason it's a suck blow. It's a wet and dry vacuum cleaner and blower, and for some reason it's blowing, so everything I'm sucking out is just going all over the place. So I need to get some. I think I need to get a new bag for it, which I've got some at home because I've actually got the exact same vacuum cleaner at my home, which is good. So I'm just going to do this, then I'll do the leather seats, and then we're pretty much done today until we recover the headlining. It's like putting the interior back together and changing the sunroof panel. There's not a lot more else I can do, so I'm just going to work around and do this, and then do the seats, and Bob's your uncle or your auntie, anything these days. Okay, so cleaning the leather seats is fairly straightforward. I'm just going to get myself in there. So this is the worst part here. We'll just get the seat belts back from their MOT position. So we've got, yeah, kind of a bit of muck and film. So I'm just going to, I left my detailing brush there. So I'm just going to liberally apply this leather cleaner. And we'll do the whole, I'm going to do the whole car really thoroughly once the headline is back in. Because obviously when you're in and out with the headlining and doing other bits and bobs, it just gets a bit mucky. So you can just spray this on and use a cloth, but I just think a brush, just agitating it, particularly when it is that hard worn on kind of dirt, and I think there were some car parts actually in here at some point. So just working it in with a brush just to agitate it and really get it into that dirt is no bad thing. But yeah, when this leather comes up, it is bloody beautiful. So what I'll do, I won't treat it today with leather care balm. But yeah, just auto glim. I think you can buy a kit of it. So it's just leather cleaner, leather care balm. Soak your seats like this. If they're not too dirty, just use a cloth. If they're hanging like these ones are, I think this is going to need a couple of goes. Then do it like this. But yeah, it's easy. Just get I use a yellow microfiber for this because we can really see if the dirt is coming off. Because of course that has come up all right. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. But yeah, we can see the dirt is lifting off quite nicely, which is exactly what we want. So this seat bolster's a bit manky as well. I did this. Oh, I might have even done it on video. I can't remember. A few years ago for a show, just to get Brown looking really good. Probably the Chiltern Hills Rally actually. So really slop that on. Now some people can, if you've had mould in a car, some people say you can use white vinegar, but of course white vinegar leaves quite an aroma. And I've had another tip of using, I think it's a company called JML who make various kind of cleaning products that are advertised on daytime television, of which I'm not a viewer, I have to be honest. But a white sponge, like a dense sponge pad, just using that without any product at all will also work. But I'm going to stick with this Auto Glim stuff because I know it works and I like it. Right, so I'm going to get this done and then we'll wrap up. That'll be it for today's video. So there we are, Bram back on the channel, back on the road, or he will be when I tax him. I'm just debating whether it's 21st, 22nd of March today. So I've taxed him for a week. I'm not going to get much value out of it, but of course the tax duties are going up on some cars. Some cars by an awful lot and some by a little bit from the 1st of April. So I just want to check it out. So I'll do a bit of research when I get home. Nice, got up here early, 8 o'clock, and I'm done nearly 2 o'clock. It's nice, early finish on a Saturday, go and have a shower, maybe a few pints in the local pub. Don't forget, if you want to see what's going to happen with Bram and all the other cars on my fleet, then do hit that subscribe button and bell notification if you don't already do so. Give us a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share with your friends, and I'll see you again with some more action on Bram or Poseidon or one of the other cars in the next episode of Beards and Bangers very soon. Goodbye.